it is Facebook Live Wednesday. Today's song is Let It Go by James Bay. Let's just listen to the words for a couple seconds. Come on, let it go. Just let it be. Why don't you be you? And I'll be me. Everything that's broke, leave it to the breeze. Why don't you be you? And I'll be me. Really hard words for parents to live by. And I wanted to start off by practicing letting go. Deep breathe. I think all of us need to carry candles and just practice deep breathing and truly letting go. So before I start, I wanted to read you part of a chapter from my book, Mama's Gotta Let Go, How to Let Go Without Losing Your Sanity. And it is on letting go of parenting expectations. All of us have them from the moment they're born, right? We wonder, I expect them to fill in the blank. Or you pray, please sleep through the night. I want you to start walking, at a certain age. I want you to be potty trained at a certain age. I want you to just listen. So being a private tutor of my own tutoring business since 1999, plus a former classroom teacher, I mistakenly thought that I could tutor my youngest daughter, Chelsea. I disciplined her by taking away privileges so she would be motivated to do what she should be doing in school. I yelled, resorted to threats, once taking away a school dance she wanted to attend to or taking away her cell phone numerous times. Once I made her stay up until 2 a.m. lecturing that I would help her catch up on 7 geometry assignments that were due a few weeks prior. I told her that Papa, my dad, taught me self-discipline and perseverance. My reasoning was that if she was in jeopardy of failing geometry, and that as a caring mother and tutor, I was going to do whatever it took to increase Chelsea's chance for passing. I realized months later when a friend tried to tell me, you cannot want it more than your child, whether it be good grades, better behavior, or just being appreciative. You have absolutely no control whatsoever. Hey, Miss Terry. I thought this might resonate with you and all of us, though. I know how many parents might disagree, saying that, they achieved amazing results by disciplining their kids. But I've learned that it depends on the personality of your child. Sabrina, my eldest, was a people pleaser. She would do anything to avoid upsetting me. Chelsea, my youngest daughter, on the other hand, was extremely strong-willed and refused to do anything that she did not want to do. So her therapist suggested that I read The Gift of Failure, How the Best Parents Learn to Let Go so Their Children Can Succeed. It's by Jessica Lahey. I read that book and I Googled every video, how to let go, why failure is a gift, because I don't want my child to fail. It would be a reflection of my parenting, or so I thought. I strongly recommend that every parent who has nightmares of their children failing and never succeeding, please read that book, The Gift of Failure. It will change your perception of how to view failure and drastically reduce your stress. Your child will also feel less stressed. I think many of us, right, have been taught to avoid failure, to persevere, to discipline, to do everything we can to succeed. I did that with my A's. I did that with academic goals. I've always been a high achiever. And I couldn't understand why other people, right, especially my children, why would they not want to do everything in their power to succeed? Because isn't that something that we all strive for? Well, apparently not. Depending on your child, depending if they feel that academics is priority, they might think it's important, but not enough to do the work. I have a best friend with 3 sons. None of them believed in homework. none of them believed in doing projects. So they would fail their homework and their projects, but they were so smart, they would ace the tests. So there were times there were Fs on their report card, right? If projects were a large part of their grade. Now, 2 of them are firefighters and 1 is an engineer. Really brilliant, smart kids, but they did not value school. Hey, Maka. Oh my gosh, I tutored Maka's sons since what? I think your oldest was 10 or 12. So I wanted to cover this topic that is so hard to do. How do we let go of expectations? Because it's in our DNA, especially as a mom. We don't want to see our kids make poor choices. We don't want to see our kids walk down the wrong road, right? It is just really hard because it often makes us feel, and I don't know if you feel, I sometimes think, what did I do to have her make those choices? You know, not doing her work ahead of time, not planning. I mean, I've been do time management, time blocks, make a list. I mean, you name it, I've tried to teach it, and I'm going to own it right now. The same thing is happening as a freshman in college. Hey, Adam. She was doing good in the beginning, but she's balancing working as a cashier and studying. And it gets hard. It gets frustrating, right? Professors don't respond to your emails. And she has problems formatting. She was crying and crying. And I looked at her dad, because he would normally, right? He helps us with all of our technical stuff. And I said, I know it seems like we're being negligent, that we don't care, but, and I know she's tired of hearing it, but when we suffer, we grow. And she's looking at me like, I just want you to just help me. And I said, I know. We always come to your rescue. And right now, this is the hardest thing for me to watch, So fast forward the next day, I was having problems formatting. I'm editing my book, right? 100 Parenting Tips. So I go to her and I go, Chelsea, did you ever figure it out? And she goes, no. And I go, yeah, because right now, and I'm showing her what's wrong. And she goes, yeah, well, no one helped me, so. And she just paused. And I looked at her and I said, you know what? Thank you for reminding me that I need to figure things out myself. And I can't rely on Dad. I can't rely on you. And I really have to figure it out. And it's the most frustrating thing ever because I want to get things done. And it's so hard when no one helps you. But sometimes we just have to rely on ourselves. Okay, thank you. And I walked away. So when a child fails to meet your expectations, I wrote some notes, their self-esteem plummets because you're saying, why are you making such crappy decisions? So your child hears, my mom doesn't have faith in me. My mom doesn't trust my journey. My mom thinks that I'm a failure. So I don't know, maybe I shouldn't even try. Their thoughts go there. I've been talking to students and they say, sometimes I know I'm going to get yelled at, so I try. And that's tough. Hey, Des, that is so tough to hear kids say, I'm going to be criticized, I'm going to be yelled at, I'm going to be lectured. You don't understand, Miss Karen. I can't, I don't really care anymore. Distance learning sucks. I don't know how to do the assignments. My teachers don't, keep their office hours or keep their commitment. And it's just overwhelming. So I'm just not going to do it. When your child, some of you have such disciplined children who just do as they're told. And others, like mine, gave me so much. I allowed it to get to me, though. I refused to let go because I thought I am going to teach her how to be motivated. I'm going to teach her to discipline. I'm going to sit next to her until this math gets done. Those are the parents that hire me. And I'm finally realizing, took me years, right? I have an 18-year-old and a 24-year-old. Will they disappoint us? Yes. Do you tell them you're disappointed in them? Never, ever, ever. Because when we tell them, and I've learned firsthand, you just think, I'm going to just be honest. You are disappointing me. If you travel down this road, you will never, ever succeed, ever. any opinions of them being hopeless, what we put out there will come true, right? It's what you believe that comes true. And sometimes it doesn't make sense, but then you say, see, I told you, I knew you were going to make those poor choices. You always, you don't listen to me, so you don't learn. Listen to me. I did a parent interview with Tara Foti, founder of Rush Wahine, and she said something that really resonated. She said, I told my son, you know, I might be older than you, and might have more experience than you, but I don't know I'm not better than you. Sometimes I don't know the answers. To tell that to a child will empower them. And when she said that, you know, I want to empower my child. I want him to know, to trust in how he does things. So I tell him to, you know, organize the books. He unpacked all of her kitchen stuff, did not do it according to the way that she wanted to, right? But he did it. And that's what her goal is, to empower him and to trust him, criticize less. It's human nature. I find myself, you know, I think as a parent, we do that. We mean to uplift them, to give them, you know, words of wisdom, and they just look at it as harsh criticism and what they're not doing right. It really destroys and shatters their self-esteem. So I just wanted to remind you, you know, to the power of letting go is so, I mean, it just relieves so much stress. Is it easy to do? No. It's going to feel like you're chopping off your arms. You're going to feel, you know, that it's hard to breathe, that you are not going to be able to trust in your child because, and it's the negative stories from his past or her past that remind you, you need to stay on them because remember what happened? And then this, remember when you didn't remind him? Well, guess what? In the gift of failure, and I truly, I mean, that should be like a Bible for parents. Yes, Terry, relieving stress, but it is the hardest thing to do. I sunk in a 2-year depression. I literally felt almost like, is life worth living? That low, because I said, I'm going to let go. And the worst case scenarios came to mind. She's going to flunk out of high school. She's going to never know how to, you know, self-discipline. She's not going to get it. And so when the D's and F's, you know, I just stopped checking grades. And when she graduated with honors, I thought, wait, how did this happen without my help? You know, how did she do it? So I asked her, and she said, I finally got tired of getting F's and D's. I finally thought, you know what? It's up to me. It's not up to my mom reminding me, I can't rely on you. I can't rely on Sabrina. I can't rely on Dad. It's truly up to me. And I have to own it. And I thought, wow. So I said, what mistakes did I make? And she goes, you know, Mom, you didn't make any mistakes. You just sometimes gave in because you were worried for me. And she knew. Your kids know that you're causing, that they are causing you stress. And they might not show it, but when you're stressed out because of their behavior, they feel that they're not good enough, that they won't measure up to your expectations. And feeling like a failure, right? Just picture yourself making your parents or feeling responsible for your parents' mental health. They might be very cavalier about it, you know. I just had a check-in call yesterday with this 7th grader. And I said, do you feel overwhelmed? No. So what'd you do yesterday? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Mm-hmm. So he was missing assignments, you know, and sometimes, guess what? There needs to be multiple missing assignments for the lesson to be learned. Is it easy for a parent? No. I had a 4th grade mom once. Listen to this. She dropped off her child. Everyone was holding these huge poster boards about a project. It was on the Hawaiian Islands. Guess what she did? She went home, did the project, dropped it off, and told her daughter, you are punished for this. You are not going to go out for your birthday. Mom and Dad are going to go out to celebrate your birthday. You're staying home, and you're going to learn this lesson. I saved you this once. Of course, it happened multiple times. So did the daughter learn? No. She probably thought, mom's going to save me, because of either pure embarrassment or just not wanting to see her fail. And I thought, wow, that's how hard it is though, right? I remember cutting out pictures. Chelsea like lost all her photos for some class, and it was just a little poster describing her goals. And she lost all the pictures. 7:30 the morning of, I'm like, okay, I'll print the pictures, you cut it out. And after she left, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm doing what I should not be doing. This was freshman year of high school. I've been trying to let go since she was 9. She is 18. It's a constant struggle. It is not easy, but we need to. If there's one parenting tip I can really just relay the importance of, it is to let go of parenting expectations. I read this quote and it said, these unrealistic expectations, this common sense that you think my child should, just fill in the blank, they don't serve you, they don't serve your child, and they cause you to feel like you're going crazy, right? The stress feels so monumental. So the key is to not allow your emotions to control the situation. Not easy to do, right? When you're pissed off, I'm very verbal. I just go on and on and on and on about, what, if you only were to listen, right? We just want to tell our kids, just listen, and your journey will be so much stress-free. But guess what? Sometimes they need to climb that mountain that has the jaggedy rocks. They need to get all cut up and just have bloody knees and just not have you save them. So letting go of parenting expectations, it'll be the most stress-free result. You'll reap the rewards. It might take time. It's not going to be an overnight thing. So I'm here to help you. If any of you guys really need help letting go, message me. I'm willing to work with all you moms and dads out there. This is just turbulent times where our teens, even our little ones, no matter what age your child is, it is difficult, really difficult to let go. But if we perpetuate this constant, hanging on and being responsible for your child's responsibility, guess what? You will be the mom of an adult child helping them pay their rent because they might be kicked out. And you don't want to see them kicked out because you don't want to see them homeless. So you'll keep saving them. I have a really good friend that I have known for over 30 years, and her daughter called. She had spent the money that her mom gave her to pay part of her rent. And she said, oh, wow. She said, Mom, I need the money by the end of the week. Sorry. And then she told her husband, do not answer the phone when she calls you. Well, guess what? She went out, got a job as a waitress at a Japanese restaurant in Oregon, and got money. She was able to pay her rent, and I just thought, wow, that was a courageous move on the mom. Scary, I'm sure, because she knew that possibility was very strong that her daughter could not pay the rent. I have another example of my husband, Thomas. He has a coworker. She said the best thing her mom did when she asked for money, she also was just really, really deep in debt. She wanted maybe $100 to carry over, just to just hold her hand a little bit. And her mom said, here's $20. That's all you're going to get from me forever. She said it was the best lesson ever. My mom, on the other hand, I'm an only child. Many of you know that I always say I'm not spoiled. I'm just well taken care of. And my dad just rolled his eyes, but they did not like seeing me sad. My dad actually said, I don't want you to work during college because I want you to focus on your studies. He got really mad when I got a job at Holiday Mart, turned into Daier, now they're Don Quixote's, but I just wanted to work. And he said, it's going to affect your grades. Do not let it affect your grades. My dad was really, really just emphasized the importance of education. When I had my first daughter, the Mother's Day card said, She is the most important student in your life. Major stress. When I told my dad I wasn't going to tutor Chelsea, he said, you're tutoring all these kids and you're not tutoring your daughter. You're neglecting her. That was hard to hear. That was about 2 years before he died. And I looked at him and I said, her teachers want her to be an independent learner, and I want her to be an independent learner. So I'm not tutoring her. So he says to me, so what happens if she fails? And I said, it doesn't sound like you have faith in her. Silence. But I'm going to share this very intimate story that only my closest friends know. And I know the fear my parents had of failure. He actually told one of my friends, he did not teach me to fail, and that's why I almost took my life. At age 30, I felt like a failure. It was my first marriage ended, and I tried to take my life, and I was 30. I shared this story with my girls. I did not want them to be too young to know that, I almost wanted to give up. And I said, giving up is just so normal, but we just don't give up. Had I given up, I wouldn't have met my Prince Charming. I wouldn't have been a mom. I wouldn't be doing these parenting videos. I wouldn't be happy, in life right now. Does life get really, really crappy where you feel like, I can't take it anymore? Yes. Do we give up? No. Do we lose faith? No. You allow yourself times, to cry, to have your mental breakdown, and to say, you know what? I give up, right? And then you pick yourself up and you show your kids you believe in them. You show your kids, you know what? I'm going to let go. Mom's going to let go. And you say these words, even if you don't believe it right now. I'm going to let go because you know what? I know you're having a hard time, but I know that you will figure it out. I know because I raised you right. And I know that sometimes, they're only grades, right? Really tough to hear though when you're, I used to say that all the time, that when my daughter got the D's and the F's, I thought, wait a minute, this is hard. Because how can I not, as an educator and as a caring mom, not personalize these F's and D's? I almost quit tutoring. I thought, geez, I must be a crappy tutor plus a crappy mom. But I can't resign from being a mom. So I said, I'm going to practice. The gift of failure made an impact on my life. I just said, okay, I'm going to let go and I'm going to see where this goes. So after a couple of more D's and F's, she magically, decided to do her work. Decided to, the last minute. Pulled through, graduated cum laude, and now we're in the same boat. So I'm trying to let go again. And I'm telling you guys, it does not get easier sometimes. But once you let go, it's a commitment. It's a commitment in having faith in your child's journey, no matter what. I think it's hard if your child, ends up taking drugs or they're in prison or they commit a crime. Yes. But when you talk to moms who have kids who made horrible choices where they end up, right, either committing a felony, right, or they end up, making a poor choice in marriage. They maybe are unfaithful, and that perfect marriage, well, there's no perfect marriage, but their really, really great relationship ends because of an infidelity. Is it their fault? Yes. Are you a crappy parent? Did you raise someone without morals? No. You did the best job you could, and you are not responsible. I kept having to say that. I want you guys to say every day, I am not responsible for my child's choices. Terry Lynn, I'm going to read this. Thank you, Karen, for all that you do, for your passion towards your kids that you tutor, for your giving and your understanding heart towards parents. I appreciate you. Oh, no, you're going to make me cry. So I'm going to end here before I end up crying. But I am so passionate about my mission because it is such a tough, tough journey. It is not easy being a parent. So you know what? Invest in a lot of candles. blow them out, deep breathe, lock yourself in the room. If you have to, distance yourself from your child so you really, really show them that you're not just saying, I'm going to let go. Because this is what I would do. I'm going to let go. Then I would be like, so just want to, I'm letting go. But I just want to double check. Did you write down your deadlines? What is the progress on your blank, blank, blank? And then she would say, it doesn't sound like you're really letting go. Didn't you write a book on letting go? Yes. The wonderful consequences of writing about letting go. Oh my gosh, Terry, now you're crying. Okay, but you know what? Crying is good, even though you're crying on camera. Yeah, I'm being vulnerable. I'm being authentic. I'm letting you know that I am with you. It is a very hard journey. There is no parenting manual. So I'm just coming up with these random tips. Some of them might work for you. Some of them might not. But I'm here to let you know that, you are not alone. Sometimes it feels so impossible to maneuver, right? But don't give up. You might not see the fruits of your labor till you're a grandma or until you're in heaven, You might not see it. Listen to that. You might not feel appreciated until you're in heaven and you look down and your child is crying as a parent going, oh my God, now I get it. Now I get it. My mom used to say, you wait until you're a mom. And I would hate that. One time she actually said to me, you are a horrible daughter. And I thought, well, you're a horrible mom. And she actually locked me out of the house. I'd use the bathroom and I'm like, can you let me in? Can you let me in? I think I was like 13. And I thought, oh my God, my mother just called me a horrible daughter. But guess what? I called her a horrible mom. And I don't even remember what it was. But I'll end with a story of my mom. A lot of you know my mom. She had a bad temper. And she threw, I don't know what I did, but she threw all my entire Elvis collection out the front door, out in our yard. And I was like, oh my God, Mom. It was just, every magazine, it was, my albums, it was the newspaper of the day that he died. And my dad was like, Masako. And she said, Karen. And then I just was like, oh my gosh, my whole life, right? In the front yard. But now I know. She loved me so much, but she lost it many, many times. And then she would feel guilty. And you know what she would do? She would leave me a treat after school. I never once saw my parents apologize. So it took me 30 years, 35 years to apologize. And you know who taught me how to apologize? My husband, yes. So I remember my goal was to teach my children to apologize and teach them not to define their decisions, if they're poor decisions, not to define their value. Our value is not diminished by the choices we make. So as I close, I wanted to make this 15 minutes, but here it is. It's about half an hour. But don't put unrealistic expectations on your children. Let them mess up. Let them fail. Let them break things. Let them be okay with who they are. Love them and accept them for who they are. F's, D's, broken. I know, how you buy a phone and then it breaks and you think, oh my God, don't you appreciate the stuff that I buy? Don't say that because it makes them feel, once again, that they did not live up to your expectations. It really makes them feel really tiny. And sometimes we think, but they need to feel this way. They need to appreciate us. But you know what? They don't. We signed up for motherhood. And it's kind of like marriage. But marriage you can give up on, right? Motherhood, sorry. Fatherhood, we are in it for our lifetime. And you will make a difference. But my message is to make a positive difference. Try to refrain from swearing, from these life lessons. I'm guilty. I have done everything that I'm telling you not to do. I've done it. Probably worse sometimes. But, it's never too late to ask for forgiveness. Your children will look at you and go, wait, what? Never too late. So you know what? I've been thinking about how I've been parenting you, and I don't think I've been giving you credit for what a great child you are. Their smile, the way they make you laugh, all the good things about them, focus on that. Do not focus on the things that piss you off. and it'll change your mindset. So as I close, I challenge you to don't let emotions control your situation, right? Don't react. Listen more, react less, and don't judge your child's behavior and choices as indicative of your parenting skills. You are still an awesome parent. Sometimes you're given way more challenges in addition to all the work that we have to do. But hang in there, guys. I'm here for you. And I thank you for watching. I will see you next week. Bye.